Manucation, the audio-visual book debut. Manucation, the introduction. Introduction. I promised myself I would never allow a man to conquer me ever again. I've been through some shit in my life. However, with men, I've been through that runny, stinky, viral, toxic, diarrhea type shit. In my desperate quest to be loved, I literally lost it. Literally. I almost died. After years of blame, pointing the finger, and accusing men, I stumbled upon a shocking, life-altering revelation. It was not the abuse and the violation I experienced with men that practically took my life. It was pure, unadulterated ignorance. It was the miseducation, misinformation, and the misconception I had about men that waged war against my entire being. In the most literal term, it was what I didn't know about men that almost killed me. A man who is not subjected to leadership or not committed to development and growth will indeed lead a woman down a dark, emotional, traumatic path, especially if the woman is broken herself. In fact, a broken, spirited, unhealed woman is prone to not only attract the type of man who avoids accountability, she further enable him and tolerate his immature, toxic, abusive ways to the point of death. What I didn't know about men that almost killed me, I discovered that an unaccountable man is a dangerous man. Manucation Chapter 1. Don't die. Ladies, listen carefully. Do not die. Do not allow your self-worth, your self-esteem, your confidence, the vision for your life, or any good thing concerning you to die because of a man. Allowing yourself to be misused, abused, dishonored, rejected, abandoned, and betrayed by men repeatedly is suicidal. Intervention is needed for any vicious cycle of this sort. The sad reality is, women don't want out. The unbearable feeling of being rejected by a man whom you love can put a woman in a crazed daze. Our emotions begin to rage, and they tell little white lies like, you will never get over him, you will never find love, or there are no good men out there. In our distress, we believe the stories our feelings tell us. Stories compromised of insecurities, lies, and distorted perspective. Instead of thinking logically, we find ourselves irrational, caught up, entangled, and unable to overcome, heal, or bounce back. Regardless of what this man did, regardless of what we experienced, the betrayal, the infidelity, the cheating, the divorce, the abuse, if we can zone in one important factor, it would be, woman, you are the one that let this man in. It is said that one cannot seduce a person that does not want to be seduced. Have you ever heard that saying? Somewhere down the line, ladies, we wanted to be seduced by the man. We gave him permission. We let the man in. What I didn't know about men that almost killed me, the man is not responsible and never will be for the woman's decision to let him in. When a man approaches a woman, it is up to the woman to vet him. It is the woman's responsibility to know the man she allows in her bed, in her home, in her life. Manucation Chapter 2. Tame the Torch. I discover that feelings lie, and they don't always tell the truth. What I feel, what you may feel, it is not always true. We have to stop believing our own propagandas. Ladies, we lie to ourselves quite often, and our emotions, especially the uncontrolled ones, are like a torch. Just imagine yourself. Take a moment and imagine you. Imagine yourself with a torch in your hand. For some strange reason, when I thought about a woman and her uncontrolled emotions, this vision of a woman with a torch in her hand came to mind. See, ladies, we have the power. We are very significant to the men in our lives. But if we misuse that power, we can distract and put ourselves in danger. What I didn't know about men that almost killed me: men are not responsible for the woman's emotional well-being. She is. And to withstand men in a relationship, it takes the discipline and intention to learn emotional intelligence. Manucation Chapter 3. Why Strippers Win. The only education I ever had about men was given to me by a stripper. She instructed, never show a man fear, and you can't beat a man physically, but you can damn sure beat him mentally. Why do strippers win? They win because they stay in their element. They know their role, and they don't press beyond the boundaries of who and what they are, which is fantasy. And although their tactics of survival are indeed true, to be successful within an intimate relationship with your male counterpart, you cannot put on a facade. What influences the male species is respect. In the club, for that one brief moment of escape, that stripper is not saying a word, but she is alluring the man with her conduct and her body. Think about it. Think about the fantasy of a submissive, seductive woman. Submission is seductive. You want to turn a man on? Learn the honor, value, and power of quiet submission and respect. What I didn't know about men that almost killed me was love to a man is respect. If you don't respect him, do not be with him. Now let it marinate. It's all about her conduct. It's all about perspective. Menucation, Chapter 4. The Wounded Man. The wounded man is a direct reflection of the wounded woman. The unhealed woman is a mirror of the wounded man. The woman is not responsible for the man's shortcomings, weaknesses, or his inability to grow. But she is responsible for the way she influences the man she loves. We put ourselves in danger seeking intimacy with men when our wounds from childhood, from previous relationships, and from life letdowns are not healed. And although I was a good woman, and I behaved in a good way, the root of my being was toxic because I never healed. I never healed from the wounds, and as a result, I attracted wounded men. And what I didn't know, loving a man is art form. His womb do not belong to the woman. A man will value a woman as much as she values herself. Manucation. Chapter 5. What almost killed me. Women are walking around unhealed, being consumed and victimized by the unfortunate circumstances of our lives and the unexpected trauma that came through intimate relationships. To say that a woman lost power is an oxymoron. Women, we are power. We can't lose it. But what we can do is misuse it. And we don't realize the effect that we have on the men on our lives. I experienced the deepest sorrow that a woman can feel only because I had false expectations. And through them, I imposed my idea of family, love onto a man that could never ever fulfill my soul. What I didn't know, although men can be soulmates, they are not responsible for the woman's soul fulfillment. Manucation. Chapter 6. Fight with love. I discovered that women fight wrong. We retaliate with emotional vengeance and it really doesn't do much. In fact, when we retaliate with emotional vengeance and rage, it only devalues our worth. We're fighting wrong. We're fighting against the forces that are really not our foes. What I didn't know that almost killed me, the male counterpart, the man, he is not our enemy. Manucation. Chapter 7. Women never lose. The woman never loses when she knows her worth and understands the value she adds to humanity. She never loses when she allows herself the opportunity to fail and discover new truths. It always boggled my mind why so many women desire a relationship with men, and relationships and marriage are such a significant part of womanhood, yet we fail to educate ourselves. The purpose of Manucation is to point women directly back to themselves. The 6 laws, 6 principles, 6 keys are profound yet simple information that can truly alter and increase your mental capacity to withstand disappointment with men. Manucation. Chapter 8. Menucation. If we continue to process life through our pain, we position ourselves and we grow accustomed to low-value men, low-value relationships, and low-value treatment. A man will not value a woman who doesn't value herself. A woman who is valuable and knows her worth doesn't have to fight for love. She doesn't fight for something that is not fighting for her. A whole healed woman is the best thing you can give a man. It is the best thing you can give your children, and it is the best thing you can give society. Manucation. Chapter 9. Thirsty. Women are thirsty. Women are desperate. As a result, we put ourselves in a position that causes more despair in our lives. In the media, women appear to be broken. This is particularly true of the portrayal of black women in the media. A New York Times article that was written back on April 4th, 2017, the word thirst had one of the best descriptions. Basically, to be thirsty or to have thirst is a graceless need for approval, affection, or attention, so much so that it's so raw that it creeps people out. It doesn't feel good to give yourself away to a man only to realize the man had no intent other than the vagina. So many times out of thirsty quest for love, women creep men out. Some men think women are crazy, lost, and they undervalue who we are. Women are fueled by drama. Thirsty women stir drama. Thirsty women are contentious. And as a result of her brokenness, the thirsty women continually, innocently disrespect the male counterpart, which wedges a wider barrier between man and woman. Manucation, Chapter 10. Crazy. I grew a vengeance against men who womanized. I dived deep into knowledge about dark manipulative tactics. I learned the art of manipulation in order to spot and avoid it. I studied the behaviors of liars and the psychology of narcissists. I became infatuated. The dark manipulation tactics drove me deeper into a wedge. I was the barrier that separated me from the love I deserved. Who wants a love that's manipulated? Who wants to control a man? Perhaps a desperate, unfulfilled woman. I know I don't. I discovered my power, and I realized the damage I can do to men. Women, we can break men. We can break men. And not that we tend to, but in our brokenness, we break. In our brokenness, we emasculate. We disrespect. We are not adding value. Menucation. Epilogue. I believe as women heal, we will see more alignment in the family structure, and we can begin to see more men rise up. Now, ladies, now that you've been manucated, class dismissed. Roselinde Ngozi presents Manucation, 2021 most anticipated read for every woman who ever loved a man and failed.